Um, well, I'm a linguistics major, and that has really helped because when you want to talk about the grammar of another language, it's really helpful to know what a noun is and what an adjective is. And those aren't just things for English. Those are categories of words that you use in every language. And how to form a sentence, it's for some reason so much clearer when you have studied linguistics because you can see it. You diagram sentences and you make patterns and things. It really helps. That's my favorite cross-discipline application. I feel like there's two parts to it. The first thing that I think of when I think of my learning strategy is using all of your senses to help you learn. When I try to remember characters, I write them down, and as I write them, I say them out loud. As you write it, not after you write it. You have to do it as you write. And then you also use your sight to look at the character and associate it with its meaning. And as you're writing it, you think about the meaning and you say it out loud. And then that really helps bring everything together. And it just, because there's like 3 different spots in your brain that are being connected, it forms a web of understanding, and then it's hard to break. If you just have sight, you're going to forget it. But if you have sight and speaking and hearing and doing, it really sticks. And then also listening to people speak really, really helps. If you have tapes, listen to them, because the more sentences you remember, I'm a musical person too. I love to play music and sing, and so I'm really good at remembering how tunes go. But also I'm really good at remembering how sentences sound. When somebody says it, I could repeat it after them. And of course, it's not something that I knew how to do right away. You really had to practice repeating after what somebody says. And that helps with the tones. I'm going on too long. At first, I could not do tones at all. I had no idea what was going on with the little lines going up and down, and you're like, whoa. But when you hear somebody and you try to repeat them, and you just practice trying to repeat and really using your voice, it somehow sticks. You know, you can remember how it sounds. So, what else? The other thing I was going to talk about was that learning a language is a really personal thing. You have to look inside of you and figure out your own personal learning strategies. It's one thing isn't going to work for everybody. Like, for example, when I'm trying to remember a character, I think of what that character reminds me, and then it may be something very personal that picture happens to look like something that I remember, and if I try to explain it to somebody else, they're gonna, whoa, that doesn't make any sense. But to me, it really helps. And also, you have to take the initiative to find out what your learning strategies are and ask your teacher for help. Ask her to help you, like, ask you questions, and so that it makes you speak, and just really interact with your teacher and let her know how you learn. It really helps. Reading can be really hard and frustrating, especially reading in Chinese, because there are often a lot of characters that you're going to run across that you don't remember. But I found that the more you read, the more you remember. And if you read out loud, it really helps too. And especially, sometimes I find myself reading a passage and I'll come across a character that I don't think I know, but I'll just say it out loud, and I'm like, whoa, I remember that character. I just said it out loud, and I had no idea that I remembered. And I might not remember what it means, but I could remember what it sounds like. And so that just goes to show that if you combine speaking and looking at the same time, you're going to remember more.